I am 35 weeks and 6 days, which is essentially 36 weeks. And I am officially, wow, that was a weird sentence. I am officially in the 9th month. No, you can't go outside. Wait till I'm done, okay? Wait till I'm done. Sit. Come sit over here, okay? Good girl. What's new? Okay, so on Monday, I did my growth scan. They just wanted to see how big she was. She was 6 pounds, 1 ounce. She was in the 64th percentile growth rate. She's chunky. Like, she is, look at her. And it's so funny because she's frowning. She was so annoyed because they did her measurements and her measurements were fine. Like, they didn't have a problem with doing that. But then she keeps, from the very beginning, listen, she has kept her hands up in her face the entire time. So they had to like jiggle my belly and then move it around. And now she's like very reactive and she's like kind of a little bit more conscious of what's happening. So when she would jiggle the belly, wherever the Doppler was, she would kick it. She would find it with her little feet or with her little arm and she'd kick it. Like she was mad. She's like, leave me alone. I want to go to sleep, right? Because they're trying to get a view of her face. I actually didn't know that they were going to do a 3D scan. I thought it was just going to be like a 2D scan to measure her, but it was kind of nice. Anyway, she was kicking it, and when they finally got her face, she comes down in this little frown. And I start laughing. I'm like, she looks annoyed. She does not look happy. Look how chunky she is. She has like these big cheeks, and they're hanging. Oh my goodness. Look at her chunky face. She can gain up to like ½ pound a week, so she might be around 8-ish pounds when she's born, so we'll see. But yeah, that was Monday, and then today, Wednesday, I had another doctor's appointment. I had the bacteria thing. I don't really know, I forget what it's called, this little test. They just check to see if you have a certain bacteria, and if you do, then I have to get an antibiotic. I haven't gotten the results yet, so I had an afternoon appointment for the first time, because usually I get them in the morning, and I didn't like it. It was just, it felt very rushed. There's a lot of traffic too on the way back. Last week, I actually got my first Braxton Hicks contraction, which was kind of fun. My whole belly just got really, really tight. It just felt really weird. I don't know, it was kind of fun. I did it twice that night, and then that was about it. It hasn't done it since then. Let me show you my belly. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, it's getting harder to like do anything. So here she is at 35, well basically, essentially 36 weeks. There she is. Definitely getting rounder, definitely feeling heavier. It was funny because, like, I don't know if you can see it, my belly button, it's like a swirl. And when the assistant was taking the, when the assistant was getting the baby's heartbeat, she goes, wow, your belly button's like a perfect swirl. She goes, I've never seen that before. And I'm like, yeah, my husband likes to call it a Cinnabon. So my little Cinnabon. It's trying to stick out more though. It's kind of gross. I don't like it. And then my maternity jeans, which are the only pants that fit me right now. These are cute. They're like ripped. Come here. Up. Come up. Good girl. Let me show you her face. Come here. Oh, you're a good girl. You see that? Come here. Good girl. Oh, you're a good girl. Oh, you're a good girl. Yeah, she had to get her face shaven. She got scratched up by a raccoon. So she had to go get her rabies booster and all that stuff. And yeah, she's got a couple scratches. She has like a really big scratch here, and then like 1 or 2 scratches behind her ear. And then she has a couple punctures from, it wasn't like a full bite, but the raccoon did sink its teeth into her, like under her mouth a little bit. Other than that, everything else you see are just bruises. So she didn't come out too bad. It was kind of funny because, well, I mean, it's funny now. It wasn't funny at the time. I was freaking out at the time. I mean, the raccoon was with a baby raccoon, so I think that's what made it extra vicious. I mean, I feel like raccoons are already really vicious on their own. Whatever, when it happened, I like immediately stepped back. I'm like, I don't want to get involved with that. I don't know if I can even take a rabies shot. I just stayed at a safe distance. I see like Emmy's hands like full of blood. I see Luna's face full of blood. And I just hear like the growling of the 2 animals, and my husband's voice like frantically trying to, and it's just, I don't know, I can't even tell you what happened. It's like one moment I'm like consciously trying to stay away at a safe distance to keep me and the baby safe, and the next thing I know, I'm trying to kick the raccoon off my dog's face. I don't even know, I don't recall making the decision to go help, but apparently I did. I guess that fight or flight instinct took over. All of that blood actually was Emmy's. The raccoon did come at Luna. However, she's fat and lazy, but she has really quick reactions. She quickly grabbed the raccoon and pinned it by the end, like had it by the neck. If anything, the raccoon was trying to get away. She got bruised up by the scratches, but I didn't see that from far away. All I saw was blood. My husband was trying to like unclench Luna's jaw from the raccoon's neck, but she wouldn't let go. And in trying to do that, the raccoon, he was so close to the raccoon bit his finger, and then it just bled all over Luna and all over his hands and all over his clothes. So that's where the blood was from. We take Luna immediately to the animal hospital, leave her there to get treated, then go directly to the ER so that Emmy can get treated. God, we didn't get home until like 10 something. It was an eventful day. Both the vet and animal control both told us that it's an incredibly slim chance that she would develop rabies, just because we acted so quickly right after the attack. They said it's a really slim chance, but we're supposed to monitor her anyway, just as a precaution. But she's fine. I like my shirt. I love it. It's my favorite shirt. Mouse rat. I fell into the pit. Oh, can you have a beaver? What do you want? You wanna go outside? It's like 95 degrees outside. See that? Fine. Ugh. Alright. She likes to sunbathe. Alright, so today I'm 36 and 6 days, which is essentially, I mean, I'm 37 weeks. So we'll just say 37 weeks. So 37 weeks. Had another appointment today. Completely uneventful. Okay, so I went in. They were doing my blood pressure, and they take my temperature now because the whole COVID thing, and then my weight, the urine sample. So then the assistant was like, we're gonna do your group B strep test. And I was like, no, I already did that last week. I don't want to do that again. So she's like, oh, I don't see that on here or whatever. I don't know what she checked. But I'm like, I'm not doing that again. That was very uncomfortable. And then when we went into the room, she checked the baby's heartbeat. It was at 148, which probably means she's awake right now. Or she was awake at least at the time. And then she's like, do you want to get your cervix checked today? And I was like, no, I don't. I can do without that. I mean, I haven't had any like bleeding or any type of cramps or anything like that, so. And then my mom's coming on the 20th or around that time because I'm due the 23rd. So I'm really, really hoping that I actually go into labor like on week 39, like in 2 weeks. Holy cow. But like at week 39 so that the baby's born by the time she gets here, so she can actually help out with the baby, because if I go past my due date, I feel like she's gonna get a week off of work for like nothing. She moves like crazy. She's doing more like a slow stretching motion going on. That's as much of a movement. I mean, she moves a lot still, but it's just so different now. I can definitely feel her closer down to like my cervix, kind of getting in position, her little head. Definitely feel that. I'm definitely getting nervous now. Like I was talking with Emmy on the way home from the doctor's, like it's gonna be 37 weeks. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm getting really nervous though I don't know how I'm gonna react. I don't know how, you know? It feels so surreal. Those first few clips where I'm talking about pregnancy and being pregnant and how far into disbelief I was that I was just even pregnant, and then I guess I came to terms with it and it was exciting, and now the pregnancy's coming to an end, and I mean, I've been preparing for this, so, but now like the idea of like having the baby outside and here and like part of life, it's like another wave of just disbelief. She's gonna be here in less than a month. I'm really hoping I give birth in 2 weeks. Oh my God, but I'm so nervous. I feel like jittery. My heart's starting to beat fast. Well, it's kind of hard to see because I'm wearing all black, You see it there? You can kind of see it there. There she is. You can kind of see that she's starting to drop a little bit. Like it's not as high up. It's really hard to see with the black. Oh, that's easier to see. You see how it's starting to slope? It's starting to drop a little bit. You can see it down here, how it's not as like cut and rounded like a basketball. I mean, it's really round. Yeah, you see how it's just, it feels like it's dropping further down. Very, very wide. Like I just kind of like go out wide this way. So that's about it. Not really much new, other than just me starting to get really nervous. Oh my goodness. What a cutie. She loves to sunbathe. Loves sunbathing. It's hot outside. I don't know how she's... Oh, big size. Happy size. It's literally savoring the moment over there. Like my brain is starting to process the fact that there's going to be a baby in the house. In a few weeks. In like 2-3 weeks. I still remember being like 10 weeks pregnant and thinking how like far in advance everything was gonna be. And she's almost here. I cry for everything. Everything makes me cry. Okay, I'm gonna go before I embarrass myself.
See how it's lopsided? Because she's sleeping on this side. She loves my left side. You see how it's bulging out more than this side? It's funny. I can feel her. I can feel her little limbs or her little head or her... I don't know what I'm feeling, but I'm feeling something.
He didn't get started when he showed up. You know, it's the same way in your life. God spoke you into this earth at the time that he wanted. Come on, if y'all ain't gonna help, get out of here. I'm telling you, God put you where he wanted you. And some of the battles that you're fighting started long before you got here. That's part of why you're tired. Some things that we fight are generational. So when John is...
I'm tickled.
I'm sorry, not on purpose. Now who's reacting to it?
I'm tired. I am 37 in 6 days. So tomorrow I'll be 38. I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy, but I'm about to go out for a walk. I just have no energy to do anything anymore. All I want to do is just like eat chocolate pudding and sleep. Like I really don't want to go out for a walk, but I'm just trying to stay active and stay moving because I feel like my body hurts more if I'm just lazy all day. So it kind of helps with like back pain and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go for a very slow walk. I can't go like super long distance anymore. Like I could probably do a mile and I'm like exhausted after that. I'm not even like strength training as much anymore. I'm just so tired. I just don't want to. I just really don't want to. I can't sleep. I'm incredibly uncomfortable. It hurts if I'm sitting down for too long. It hurts if I'm laying down for too long. It hurts if I'm walking for too long. It hurts. Everything hurts for every reason. I no longer want milk. There was a specific time where milk was just so good and I just don't want it anymore. But it's weird because now I'm like, after I eat, I get really nauseous again. Like the nausea's coming back. I've been noticing how like the closer I get to delivery, the more nauseous food is making me. So I don't know what's up with that. I guess I should ask tomorrow if that's normal. So masks are required everywhere now. The mandate was placed on the state like 2 weeks ago. I have no idea where my weight is. I have not weighed myself. Okay, so let me show you my belly. Today, I feel like life is not real. Like I feel lucid. Like I feel like I'm in a dream right now. Like I'm so tired. Here's my belly from the front. And then here's my belly from the side. It's nice and big and round. Let's see if I can put it down here. It's my belly. Still feel like she's dropping a little bit. I actually feel movement way down here. Can you see where I'm pointing? All the way down here where my leggings are, and I'm not going to show you because it's too much. There, down there, I feel like little squirmies. It doesn't hurt or anything, but there's definitely squirming going on way down here. It's really cute. But she's getting nice and round. Look at that. You can definitely tell she's putting on some weight because I'm definitely bigger. Occasionally, though, she'll move and she'll stretch so hard that it actually hurts. So sometimes I'm like, ow, and I'll just like kind of grab a side, and then Emmy starts freaking out. He's like, is it a contraction? Like, are you timing them? I'm like, I'm not in labor. Like, relax. I think 4th of July, we went to the drive-in, and I don't know if it was just the position I was sitting in or because I was sitting for a couple hours, that I started getting like these menstrual cramps, like right at the bottom. Yeah, it felt like I was on my period. Like, it just kind of hurt down there. Not horribly, but just kind of very uncomfortable. And then my back was hurting a little too. I ended up laying down and it kind of helped relieve some of that pain. But it lasted for the rest of the night. I don't know if those were also still Braxton Hicks or if, I don't know. Okay, so had my appointment today. I got there early. I always get there early in hopes that I can be seen early and I can go faster, but I waited almost half an hour for him to call me. I spent maybe like 4 or 5 minutes with the doctor because it's just, he didn't even check my cervix. Just in, out, and that was it. So it's kind of like I was really, really annoyed and really frustrated. I try to get there early and I gotta wait all this time. It's very frustrating and almost kind of pointless. I feel like I go for nothing. I just started thinking about the reasoning why it's important to go every single week towards the end of your pregnancy, and how a lot of people develop a lot of complications, more so at the end of pregnancy than in the beginning. I started realizing that I missed the blessing behind the inconveniences. Where I can be like, I have no problems. I have no complications. I'm still really healthy. Everything's measuring healthy. She's moving a lot. Her heartbeat's nice and strong. I know there's people that don't have the luxury of doing that. There's people that all they want is just an uncomplicated, healthy, normal pregnancy, and they can't have that. Those inconveniences represent that God is still with me and God's been protecting me and the baby. Once I got home and I started thinking about that, I started to feel really bad. I mean, I wasn't angry or like fuming or anything, but I was frustrated. It's a luxury to say that I don't have complications, that I'm so far into my pregnancy and I haven't had any difficulty. It's a blessing. It's a huge blessing, and I was being very ungrateful earlier today. You get so caught up with everything. Just there's so much going on right now with the pandemic and with the riots, just all the frustration, everything that's happening. It gets to you, and I'm showing my belly. I mean, it hasn't changed since yesterday, but I always do belly shots. There she is. That's really round today. Nice and round today. The assistant had difficulty finding her heartbeat today. I got so scared. Oh my goodness, I got so scared. She went down here. No, she went down here first because she's always on the left side. Couldn't find it. She was like moving around. She went over here and she started digging really hard on this side and she couldn't find it. She came up here again, digging really hard, trying to find it. Couldn't find it. And then I'm like, oh my God. That's when I started getting really scared. I'm like, oh my God, she can't find a heartbeat. And then she came over here, and when I heard the Doppler start just making that fast heartbeat sound, I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. I was so scared. Thankfully, it just happened to be that she was in a different position than she usually is. But I was like, oh God, she can't find the heartbeat. Why can't you find a heartbeat? She was moving this morning just fine. 2-ish weeks. I could give birth as early as next week, or I can go another 3 weeks. I think if I go to 40 weeks and I'm still pregnant, I think they're going to schedule an induction. I don't have that mentality of like, I want to be done with pregnant and get her out of my body because I don't want to be pregnant anymore. It's more of a, I've been ready for so long. Like, I've had the nursery up. I have most of her stuff. I think I'm good up until like 3 months. There's some things once she gets a little bit older that I might need that I don't have yet, but we have at least a few months to get it. Not so much like I'm done being pregnant kind of thing. It's more of a, I'm just really excited to meet her. I'm really excited to hold her and to see her. That's more where I'm at. It's not so much like I want to be done with pregnancy, because I've absolutely loved my pregnancy. Well, when they weighed me today, I was 144. And they say that once you stop gaining weight, that is a sign that your labor is going to start soon. The fact that I didn't gain any weight this past week is a good sign. And that I'm nice and healthy, she's nice and healthy, and everything's great, and God's been looking out for us every step of the way. So, yeah.
Today's Saturday, July 10th, and I'm getting practice contractions, and they really hurt, and it's not fun. It's like 9 p.m., so just, it's, oh, that hurts. Wow, I look so cute. Look at that. But yeah, so getting those are coming in now. They're just like squeezing and then letting go, and then squeezing and letting go. Really hard, but it's only in the front of my belly, which means it's not a real contraction, because supposedly my back is also supposed to hurt. I don't know though. Pretty strong. They're supposed to be practice contractions, but these aren't. I just took a really hot bath, and I just let the hot water like just hit my back, and it kind of helped a little bit. I think I'm gonna heat up my heating pad and see if that helps my pain go away, because it's still kind of crampy. So I woke up really late today. It was like around noon or 1 or something like that, and then on the hour up until like 7 o'clock at night, I was getting like a cramp that would just like hold and then release. Like it would be a few seconds long. Not like 5, I'm talking about like 15-20 seconds. It lasted. And then I still woke up really crampy like I was last night. Not as bad as I was last night, but better. But I got this like weird burst of energy, so I started cleaning. So I cleaned the kitchen, like, and I'm not talking about like, oh, I just washed the dishes and cleaned the counters. Like I like was on the floor cleaning and brushing the baseboards, and then like scrubbing down the cabinets and stuff like that, like deep cleaning the kitchen. And then I even went for a walk. I showered, and I still feel okay now, which is weird because for the past 2 weeks I've been exhausted, absolutely exhausted. So it's kind of weird that I'm having a weird burst of energy, and I have difficulty holding in my pee. Like I can barely make it to the bathroom. We'll see if the cramps stay. I'm still kind of a little crampy, and we'll see if the cramps stay or if they completely go away. I'm not sure. Today's Monday. It's around 2 p.m. I just woke up from a nap. I was able to nap because last night I probably went to sleep like around 1, and I'll tell you why. And then I woke up around 3, and then I couldn't go back to sleep until probably 11:30 or noon. Starting like Saturday night, like around 9 p.m., I was getting like these little not contractions, but I was just getting these little sensations of something. Then it went on through Sunday, kind of like it lasted like between that afternoon and then at night from like 11 until like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was getting a really strong tightening that lasted maybe like 10 seconds long, but like every half an hour. And then they stopped, and I was able to sleep. Around 10 a.m. this morning, that's when I started feeling the pressure again. And I feel it way down at the bottom of my belly. I feel like I have menstrual cramps, and it's just really heavy. The worst cramps I've had, but menstrual cramps, like they're still, I've never had like really bad menstrual cramps like in the past. If I think about, say, like the worst menstrual cramps I've ever had for someone that doesn't really get menstrual cramps, I still was able to cook lunch through the cramps. It's weird because it starts off like this really strong twinge, and then the twinge kind of goes away, and then, but it's still like that menstrual cramp, that achiness is still down at the bottom of my belly. You know, they're like, oh, to help you ease the labor, do this stuff, because it makes it feel, it doesn't let it hurt as much. But then at the same time, you read like, oh, if you do this stuff and
it goes away, then it's just a Braxton Hicks. So it's like, well, which one is it? You know, I don't know which one it is. Another weird thing, because I remember in the first trimester, I shared how Luna was really close to me, really stuck to me, and then it went on through the times when I was really, really sick, and had the really bad morning sickness. She was stuck on me like glue. And again, honestly, if I'm in the kitchen cooking, she is sitting in the kitchen. If I am using the bathroom for the bazillionth time of the day, because I pee every 2 seconds, she's right there with me. And I mean, honestly, look at this. Do you see her? That's what she's doing. The entire time that I was asleep right now, the 2 hours that I was asleep, 2.5, whatever it was, right there next to me on the bed. When I went to sleep last night around 9ish, or not asleep, but I went to bed, she immediately came and cuddled with me. And she, like, usually she sleeps like in the middle of the bed, and then, you know, Emmy and me are here, but now she's been like cuddling like on my feet, on my legs. She doesn't do that during the second trimester, and most of the third trimester. She was just kind of like on her own, doing her own thing like she usually does. She's been really close to me these past few days, and it's just interesting that she just might be picking up on something, and I just might be going into labor soon if I haven't already started. Oh, you know what also hurts? It's weird because it's like menstrual cramps here, a little bit of backache, and then like the inside of my legs like really hurts. All of that area, oh, it hurts. I like keep like squatting or like bringing my legs up and doing like the baby pose. Oh, big stretch. Oh, it's a big stretch. Yes, big stretch. Oh, good girl. Just to like stretch it out, and that helps it feel a little bit better too, because I just feel so achy. Or sometimes too, I feel this weird one. I hate it. I've felt it since Saturday. I felt it maybe like 3 or 4 times. It's disgusting. It's like a trickling feeling. It goes from, it's like probably from like mid belly all the way down. It just goes, and it just kind of like someone's like squeezing it. Ever since I woke up from the nap, it's been feeling like just heavy pushing down on the bottom of my belly, like I guess near my cervix, like someone lightly placed something heavy, and then just the heaviness of the object is just slowly weighing down, and then it releases. So I guess kind of like that pressure feeling. I feel like I'm gonna look back at this and be like, you're so stupid, that was obviously labor, I don't know how you didn't know. Or I'm gonna be like, you're so stupid, that's not labor, get over yourself, kind of thing. So who knows? I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. And I'm going to continue, I guess, cuddling with this one. Getting closer, getting nervous, but more so just confused, because I don't know what this is. You know, I wish I just knew. And everyone's like, oh, if you're going into labor, you're just going to know. I don't know. And then I try to look up like signs, like, oh, for sure signs your water breaks. Well, obviously, it's just very frustrating. I'm like, no, give me signs that are leading up to, you know, pregnancy, delivery, and leading up to labor, or the very earliest signs of the first contract. Like, what do those feel like? Why don't you want to tell me? Why does no one want to tell me? Everyone wants to talk about the sure signs, like, oh, they're 5 minutes apart. Well, yeah, by that time I have to go to the hospital. If I don't know by then, I mean, come on. So it's just kind of annoying, and I just want to know. I haven't felt any cramps, mostly just kind of tinges. So I'm just back to being tired and whatever and all that fun stuff. And I have an appointment tomorrow, so I guess tomorrow we'll see if I've dilated anything. I'm so tired. Because like if I'm tired for a reason, it's at least it's understandable because I'm tired for a reason, but I'm just tired for no reason. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I want to at least have a reason to be tired, you know? I felt a couple little twinges here and there, but nothing consistent. So hopefully she'll be here before my mom gets here next Tuesday, so we'll see. So I'm kind of sad because I've maybe felt like a few twinges today, but not really anything. I knew that they were Braxton Hicks because they were just irregular, but in the back of my mind and in my heart, I was really hoping that they would eventually turn into a pattern and they would start to, you know, kind of progress a little bit. And I was just so like emotionally ready for that, you know? I'm just sad. that they stopped. I have my next appointment tomorrow, so he's probably most likely gonna check my cervix. And maybe I could have, and I was going through early labor and I just didn't know it, and I might be like just a smidge bit dilated, but it kind of just looks like it was practice contractions that I just got over the weekend. I'm sad that they didn't form a pattern. So today I had my appointment. I got my cervix checked and I am half a centimeter dilated, 50% effaced. I think the baby is at station -3, which is still not too far down. But she is head down, so that's a good thing. But that makes me so happy. That means I was partially in labor before. This past weekend was not. Those were actual labor contractions and they were not practice contractions. I can go into labor within the next few days. I could also go into labor like a week and a half from now. But hopefully this means I won't have to get induced as long as everything goes, you know, keeps progressing well. I haven't had any cramps yesterday or today. Hopefully they'll start up again. And I can go into just spontaneous labor and I can go into labor by the weekend like I wanted to. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that I do. But this is about the end of the 3rd trimester really, because I've officially started labor. So I'm so excited. Okay, so let's do one last belly shot right before I start my long labor journey. All right, so here is my belly. From the side, nice and round. Definitely has dropped. She kicks like up here now, like, or down here better said. Because before, for a long time, her feet were all the way up into my ribs, but now she kicks basically down here. It doesn't really go higher than that. So, look at my belly. She's gonna be out soon. I'm so excited. When I got ready this morning to go to the appointment, I was like, I'm really not in the mood. I just want to be home. I've been going to weekly appointments for like a month now. I'm just over it. I just don't want to go to any more appointments. They scheduled me next week for an ultrasound and another cervical check on my due date. I'm really hoping that I'm gonna have to cancel that appointment because I want to go into labor this weekend. I just do. I'm so excited. And now, I mean, I woke up this morning and I was just like, I don't feel like doing anything. But now that I'm home, I'm so happy that like I've progressed a little bit. I think the thing that I would have hated is to go in and find out that I was just having Braxton Hicks contractions and I'm still closed. I'm not even close to like even starting labor. That's what I didn't want. Even though it's just only half a centimeter, I'm happy. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Oh, good girl. Good girl.